Hey, this is Dr. Wiley Coyote here. Hey, autopilot, finally got it fixed. Put the precision 9, calibrated the precision 9, calibrated the 35 compass. Right now we're at on autopilot, and I got a waypoint set. So if you go back over to here, you go into navigate, and it tells me I'm 3 degrees off, 2 degrees off, so that's pretty damn close. 174, 175, that's really close. And then this was going to start coming in. See, 177, 182, those are going to drop. 173, so we're about 3 off. So I'm going to live with that because these are a little tippy. And it depends on the speed, and then you got to go into like your speed source. Like you can go into here, go into settings. But I've already done this, so I wouldn't get in here because this would really mess you up. You go into networks, and you can go into dampening, which is this right here. And then I set all that already, so you don't have to do that. So 174, 178, 4 degrees. So that ain't bad. 75, 1 degree. And I do got it set on the course. Pitch is 3 degrees, and you can go in and fine tune this some more. And then you just stand by here. This should have a standby button, I would recommend. So if you were in another screen, like say that was off, there's no standby right there. You'd have to remember to hit this and then hit standby. So that's where that button comes in, and I like to display too, but that's just for me setting it up, and there's a little bit more functions on that. So if you go back into autopilot, and you can do that from this auto screen too, cuts it over. See, and means navigate. That's what we're doing now. See, then you can go to standby. You can do heading hold. You can do turns. You always have to be on the heading hold to do your turns. You go into settings. Now, if this thing's off a little bit at different speeds, you can go low speed, high speed, and then go up here to like track response and adjust that. Okay, so now I'm on a heading hold here, so I'm going to knock this off. I just want to heading hold that. So now it's going to hold at 174, 175, 175, 174, 174, 174. And course is going to drop back down once we get on course. So that works. Now say I want to do a turn. So we're going to, what we want to do too though is get back out of this, go into charts. See how I'm still navigating, hit this button here, and then navigation, and hit cancel. Because you can always restart that if you wanted to. So let's go back into autopilot. Okay, so now if I want to go into here, I want to go into a turn. I want to do a U-turn. Let's go to port. Now it's going to do a U-turn for us. So anyway, your lights work up here. Autopilot is going on a U-turn. You can adjust that. See how that's moving? You don't want that up there. You can hit that, but then you don't have your standby button. So I'd probably leave that up there. Radio works. I'll turn that off. Radio here works. Go to weather. And then you push in on this. Okay, right now this is set for volume. You push in, and that's your squelch. So push it again for your volume. And then your wipers, they work. And I'll turn off the light. I set your speakers up. Still doing the U-turn. Table drops down. And then of course it has cup holders right here too. And when these lights are on at night, if you're on the outside over there looking at the boat, you'll see a red S. And then you got your blue lights jump seats. This folds out, little light there. So then once it does its U-turn, it's going to go back on a heading hold, which it did. So then if that goes, that's weather alert. So you can pop out of that on the X. So now I want to do a circle. I hit this A. I go to U-turn. I go to circles, and I go to port. Now I'm going to do a circle. Okay, washdown works. And that switch here, if you got this turned off, your anchor's not going to work. So I'm going to leave that there just so you know. There's your shut off for your washdown. That's a seat, pops up. Your pump for this is underneath here. So there's a plug in here and a plug up there. That plug drains into here. You pull this plug, that drains into there, and then you hit the switch and it pumps it out over there. Okay, so all that's set. So we're going to stop the circle. Just hit stop. Okay, so now you can do zigzags. Like you can go in off of this one. Say I was over here. I was in like this one right here. That gives me my radar. I can have overlay on top of that. It's the GPS, and this is my navigation one. So now if I want to do any of those things, I can do it from over here if I wanted to. See turns, I can do a zigzag, and I can go over to the port side. Now it's going to start zigzagging like for tuna. And you can set your foot into degrees, and you can set that for like maybe 60. There. And go back. If you want to stand by, just stand by. Then heading hold, just hit that one. And then now when it's working, it's going to say red in standby, and this is going to light up green. Okay, so then we go into here. We can get your echo with downscan overlay. And I set all your other numbers up. And then you can go over to your side scan. And when this is highlighted in orange, that does all your settings when you hit this. See, if I wanted to change colors, I could go to green if I wanted to. I can go to brown. I'll leave it on brown, it's easier to see. Range, you can go to auto. So there you go. You can change the depth on that too if you're in deeper water. These run about 200 feet all on the side and down scan. Down scan, you got fish reveal, green. If you see green floating around there, that's fish. Yeah, this is a little bit more high def. And then radar. That's something I'll show you when we go out. See straight ahead is that pile marker. We're heading right, so it, and I set the heading and the height on your radar. So that's spot on. Symbology is eighth, quarter, so it tells you each ring instead of guessing. If it was a half mile, then you'd go, oh, okay, that's an eighth, that's a quarter. It tells you right there. So now, say I'm going to that course, and I got this up, which is nice. See if that's hidden. Oh shoot, I'm going to hit that buoy or that marker. Hit your autopilot. Hit this. It'll move me over 10 degrees. And you can cross-check this. That's where I set my heading, and that's where it's locked on. It's about 2 degrees. Okay, so I'm going to put the autopilot. Let me see, heading hold. Okay, and then there's a high and a low set. So I'm going to speed this up. Now we're on autopilot. Now notice the boat. I'm going to move it over 10 more. So I'm out of the way. Now I'm going to go back to auto. Oh, here's another thing. You can just hit this button. And that will pop up those. Or you can go into here, just hit autopilot. Okay. Now I'm on low speed right now, right? $157, $157, $157, $158, $163, and that's the course over ground is going to change. So now this is at low speed. So if I pick this thing up, try to keep your RPMs, try to keep the boat balanced with your trim tabs. Just like that, so the boat's level. And it'll be more accurate. 161. So I'm going to hit that can. So I'm going to move it 10 over. Now I'm going to hit standby because I know I want to go over here. Now I got the trim down on those. You can make sure the boat's pretty well level. And then go ahead and hit engage. There you go. Then let it settle down. You're going to be off. until it corrects itself. Now it's switched to high. 184. It's going to go back up. This number is to match that number. Then I level the boat out. 198, 198, 198, 195. And we're doing 30 miles an hour. So, now you can hit standby, that kicks us off. Now, I'm going to go to a video too. This is a 25 stabi, loaded up, Langston's.